Hey guys, today I want to share with you what we have, what we purchased for back to school lunches, organization, how we're going to do everything. So first and foremost, I went to Target and bought my trusty pack of Tupperware bins. I have been buying this set, and then there's a 2-pack that's a little bit bigger, and I love these. They're really sturdy, they hold up. Yeah, you could buy them at the Dollar Tree, but I just feel that these ones are a little bit sturdier. This is $4.99 for 4 of them, so it's not a horrible deal. And then I can organize things the way that I want to. So in my first bin, I will have all of the water bottles we bought. I think that buying reusable water bottles is such a great way to save money, especially if you have a filtered water thing like we do. So I got these from like Ross or TJ Maxx, and these were $2.99 a piece. So I got one for my older son and one for my daughter. I think that they could use water bottles a lot more. And then we also ordered some water bottles from Pottery Barn. These ones are the metal water bottles, and these ones have the locks. So these are more like a sports water bottle, and this is more like in their lunchbox, so it's not going to spill all over everything. My daughter's has the like quick release, which I really like, and then it also, if you put that like that, it makes it so it can't open, which I really like. So again, we'll have these in all of them. My son got the bigger version because he is older and he has some issues with water and he needs to drink more, so I got him that. And then my youngest son, I didn't need to get him one this small. However, it is pretty fat, so hopefully this will do the job for him. And again, it's a metal one, but this one is a lot easier for him just to pull out. I just hope that he can remember to close it all the way. If not, it's gonna leak everywhere. I do like the Pottery Barn ones because they do come with a extra straw. If you have a dishwasher, I swear dishwashers eat these straws on purpose because they know that it costs so much money. So yeah, so I will take my label maker and I will label make all of these to make sure that they either have our last name or something on them. I used to Sharpie them, but I feel that like if you pass them down to other kids or if you want to resell them, it just, you know, you can't really resell a water bottle, your kid's mouth is all over it, but like within our kids, I would just much rather put our last name on it. So one of these little buckets will have all of the water bottles. On top of all these, or in the same cabinet, I'll have all of our lunch boxes. I do have 2 more lunch boxes. I have Ellie's lunchbox from last year, which is just similar to one of these like character ones. And then I have Casey's new one that we got that's similar to this. So these are good for preschool, for kindergarten. Here they do breakfast and lunch at school, and you can pack both. They can buy whatever. So I almost feel like you need an even bigger lunch box. So we have a few lunch boxes. I like to have an extra. I would still like to find Trevor or like an extra one that I can split between my 2 bigger kids. Aubrey rarely forgets her lunchbox, but Trevor forgets his lunchbox at school all the time, and then he ends up having to bring like a brown bag. So I do need to get one more lunchbox that's like this bag style that would work. I have this one in an emergency. This is what we take out in public. Yeah, I don't think my kids love the bag style lunchboxes. However, it gives me the ability to pack all the food that I need to pack for them in their lunch boxes, and they go through a lot and they need a lot. So, you know, it is what it is. The next thing I have are all of my 3 bin things. If you've watched my channel for any amount of time, I talk about these every school year. You can buy them on Amazon. I got mine for $10.99 this year, and it is a 6-pack. And basically it has a nice big area here, and then it has the 2 smaller areas. I typically do like their sandwich or pepperoni and cheese and crackers or whatever their main thing is here. I typically would do like crackers here and fruit here. That would work for Casey. However, my bigger kids are getting bigger and that doesn't necessarily work anymore. So this will be more so like these sides and extras that they have. So I have all of these, or you know, sometimes these work, and then there's some days where I make certain lunches and it doesn't work, so I grab some extra stuff. So I have these Systema, just little 2-pack thing. I like the Systema brand because of the way that they lock. Like it makes it so that it's not going to open up on your kids or whatever. So we have a blue one, a white one, and a purple one, and these were like $3.99 at Marshall's. And these are good for fruits and cookies and snacks and everything that you can think of. Next things we have are these just like sandwich containers from Dollar Tree. These will be more for Ellie for like her breakfast that she takes to school. She's very picky with what she eats, so I know that I can put this in her and it'll be like, ooh, something frozen, so she'll eat it. I wouldn't really recommend these. I don't think that they're the greatest. We took a bunch to Disney and they ended up breaking and cracking on us. I definitely think that you need to spend money on lunch stuff. The next few things I got was this 4-pack of little dressing containers from Marshall's, and these are like $3.99 or something like that. They are the Sistema to go brand. Sistema, I don't know how it is. It's a twist thing. So Trevor likes bringing things like ranch dressing for carrots, or peanut butter for celery, or peanut butter for apples. So this is for my 2 bigger kids that do stuff like that. They like to do peanut butter and crackers, and they like to make them themselves. So I wanted a nice little tiny container that could house that. The next thing is from the Sistema brand, and this one is made for like office supplies, but I bought it for lunches. Like if they want to have some nuts or something like that, or they want to have like a bigger portion of the ranch or a bigger portion of the peanut butter and jelly, I got these. This was like $4.99, I think, again for the 4-pack, and I really like this brand, so I figured I'd try it, and if it didn't work for school, it will work for supplies. The next things I always have on hand are these extra large sandwich bags. Trevor is getting at the age he likes to have tomatoes and lettuce and pickles and all kinds of stuff in his salad, or in his sandwich. So we got these Ziploc extra large sandwich bags. We also like to have these Ziploc snack bags. And Sundays I go through and I will pack tons and tons of goldfish, of chips, of fruit, of cookies, of treats. I'll go through and I'll put enough for the entire week for that person's lunch. I'll put it in a giant Ziploc bag and I'll put on it, you know, Trevor snacks, Aubrey snacks, whatever it is. So when I go to make their lunches, or if they need to go make their lunches, they take what is labeled there and they can throw it in their bag. That way, if I can't make their lunches are pretty much made and they just have to throw stuff in a container. For me, it also saves my kids, because if I were to tell them to make their lunches, they would pack all crap and not have the like 5 or 6 different items that I like them to have. I like them to have like a main course, which is normally a sandwich or some sort of meat or whatever like that. And then I like them to have a healthier snack, fruit, egg, cheese, stuff like that. Then they like to have like a cookie or a treat. They sometimes like to have a bar for their snack. And then like a chip or crunchy thing. The next thing I always have on hand is just sandwich bags. These are good for snacks, good for everything. I mean, you need sandwich bags. I've tried reusable ones in the past and I don't like them. The next 2 things are just silly things I got. These are the lunch notes. It's 24 notes and 4 sticker sheets from Target. This was $1 from their dollar spot, and I just thought this would be something fun. This is the first year Casey is having lunch at school. This is the first time Ellie will be having a meal at school. She can have breakfast at school. Casey can actually have breakfast at school as well, and then Aubrey and Trevor can have breakfast and lunch at school. So I'm like, where they're gonna be gone all the time and they're only gonna have 1 meal now with me, I'll get them some fun, cute things. The next thing I grabbed was the lunch note stickers, and it's just to put on their little sandwich bag or whatever, and it's just some cute sayings. So yeah, so that is what I use for lunch. The only thing I don't have are some ice packs. I did buy a 4-count from Marshall's. They're already in my freezer. They're just little penguins. I would like to find like the little, like actual like ice cube looking things to keep their lunches cool. In New Hampshire, we didn't really have to worry about it. Here, I think we will. I think it's a lot warmer here. The hallways are not air conditioned in the schools, but their rooms are. So I just want a little bit of a protection on it, where if they tell me, Mom, our lunches are getting warm by the time we have lunch, I want something to keep it cool, I can get it. So if you have anything like that, definitely let me know about down below. That is my back to school lunch haul. Hope you enjoyed watching, and I'll see you guys soon.